Hi everyone, Jennifer here. I am shooting this video at my parents' house because I'm recovering from a cold, and there is no place like mom and dad's to do that. I think you can all agree. So that's why the background is a bit different. So here I am, and I thought I would do a quick 10-item wardrobe chat with you. Your questions have been piling up, and a lot of you are asking the same questions. So I wanted to address them this way so I could speak to all of you. I just wanted to start off with telling you about my winter wardrobe updates that I have. I have not purchased very much to add on to the 10-item wardrobe that you saw for fall winter. But I have taken some of the things away from that video, such as the linen dress, the linen skirt. Some of the sweaters are looking really worn and run down, and it's time to donate those, which is why I purchased the Ann Taylor loft sweater that you recently saw in my Outfit of the Day video with the Alexander McQueen scarf. So that was my sweater to update the ones that had become worn down. And I also purchased a few t-shirts for the extras. I find that the t-shirts tend to wear down a lot. I don't have that many, so as soon as they start to look even the slightest bit scruffy, it's time for them to go. So the one I'm wearing right now is from Zara, and I really like it. It is just a gray long sleeve t-shirt with lace shoulders. I also purchased these tees from Brass Plum department in Nordstrom, actually. They have really great t-shirts at very affordable prices. If you, like me, are tired of the designer t-shirts that are selling for outrageous prices, Brass Plum is actually a wonderful resource for t-shirts. So this isn't a plum color that I think looks really good on my skin tone. And I got it in an emerald and I think white. So these are just t-shirts that are added to my extras. I got rid of a lot of the t-shirts in my extras that were looking worn down, that were from even 2 seasons ago. So these are replacing those. And that is pretty much it for my winter wardrobe updates. So this t-shirt, a few of these colorful ones, and then the Ann Taylor Loft neutral sweater that you saw in the recent video, Outfit of the Day. I will be shooting a spring 10-item wardrobe video coming up in the spring. But until then, I wanted to answer some of your most frequently asked questions. So let's get started. One of the main questions I receive is, should I have a 10-item wardrobe for work and a 10-item wardrobe for home? And the answer to that depends on what you need to wear to work. Obviously, if you work in a corporate environment and you're wearing suits, or let's say you work in a garden center and you wear khakis and t-shirts, if your work requires you to wear a certain type of uniform, then yes, absolutely, you can have a capsule wardrobe for work and for home. If you work in an environment, let's say you work from home, or you work at a very a casual place that allows you to wear what you like, then you don't necessarily need a capsule wardrobe for work and home. It's really up to you. You are in charge of your wardrobe. When you're out shopping, you'll be of 2 minds. You think, well, what will work for work and what will work for home? The important thing is to not get carried away with yourself and suddenly find yourself with another closet overstuffed with clothes because you just can't rein it all in. A lot of you who are frustrated with the 10-item wardrobe are thinking of it as you would a diet. And I just have to say, I have never dieted, and I don't like the idea of a diet because it's not a lifestyle change, it's just wanting a quick fix. And the 10-item wardrobe really is a lifestyle change. It's not a diet, it's a way of life. And a lot of the times, when you think about a diet, you think of deprivation. And I don't want you to think that you're depriving yourself of clothes, of fashion, of all of that fun stuff, because you're not. It's just a way of life. It's so that when you go shopping, you're not just constantly, just picking it up because it's on sale or because you like something, but you're actually thinking about it. You're cultivating the idea in your mind of what you want your wardrobe to look like. So the 10-item wardrobe is not a diet, it is a way of life. If you find that the 10 core items are too strict for you and that is completely out of your reach, then add some. You can have 15 core items. You can have 20 core items if you want. But you get the idea. Don't get carried away with yourself and suddenly find yourself again with a wardrobe stuffed, jam-packed with clothes, and every morning you have a hard time getting dressed for the day. The point of the 10-item wardrobe is to liberate yourself, not to bog yourself down with too many choices. I'm back at my house now, and I actually feel a lot better. It's about a week and a half since I shot the first part of this video. And I realized there are two topics that I forgot to address when I originally shot the video. So another question that I get all the time is, should my children have a 10-item wardrobe? All right, here's my thoughts on this. I think that it's really important to instill the values of the 10-item wardrobe with our children. Whether or not we follow it to the letter, obviously there's going to be a lot of leeway with children because they provide challenges that we don't necessarily have ourselves. For example, I have a 3-year-old and a 21-month-old, and they grow so rapidly that I feel like I'm changing their clothing size like every 2 or 3 months, especially the baby. So I'm constantly going through their clothes and culling what fits them and what doesn't. With my older daughter's clothes that no longer fit her, if they're not too soiled, I give them to my younger daughter. And then with the clothes that don't fit her, those go to charity. Another thing to consider with children is that they get a lot dirtier than we do throughout the day. They're in the sandbox, they're in the mud, they're doing sports, they're painting, and they have, I find, at least one clothing change a day. So let's say you have older children, teenagers, this would be really great to practice with, who aren't, getting paint all over themselves and who aren't switching sizes as often. Yes, you can definitely try the 10-item wardrobe with them. Do the core items. They're going to have a lot of extras, probably t-shirts and things like that. And with the younger ones, just do what works for you. Obviously, the younger kids, my girls, they wear a lot of leggings and t-shirts. It allows them to move and stretch and flex and everything. So those can be considered extras, for example. But you don't have to be strict and down to the rule book on the 10-item wardrobe with your kids. The most important thing with our kids is to instill a sense of appreciation for the clothes that they have, so that they're not constantly wanting new clothes, new this, new that, and that they take care of the clothes that they have, and that they're just not feeling like they constantly need to accumulate stuff. I think that's the main thing. Hopefully, when they grow up, they will not have the same shopping neuroses that we have. Right now, we are going with the flow and playing it by ear. Like I said, the most important thing for me is to instill the values of the 10-item wardrobe in my children. And, I want them to grow up and love fashion, just like their mom does. But I also want them to love it responsibly and in a high-quality way. This I get all the time. I always get this comment. And people say, well, Jennifer, you live in Southern California, so it's easy for you to do a 10-item wardrobe. I live in a really cold climate, and unfortunately, I can't do it. Okay, that is just a limited way of thinking about it. Like I said, and like I will keep repeating, you do not have to follow it to the letter. I show you what I do as a way of inspiration, but you do what works for you. If you live in a really cold climate, let's say it's snowing for months out of the year, and you need to have 10 sweaters, that's absolutely fine. That is fine. That doesn't mean that you can't do a capsule wardrobe. It just means that you're approaching it differently. You realize what your life circumstance requires. So let's say you do need 10 sweaters and a lot of layering pieces because you live in a cold climate. That's okay. Why don't you think of those pieces as your extras? And you can still do 10 core items and put those layering pieces on top. There is no formula,
There is no rule book, and I'm certainly not standing over your shoulder going tisk, tisk, tisk. You know, I just want you to do what works for you. You can have a capsule wardrobe in a cold climate. Remember, Madame Chic, Madame Bohemienne, they live in Paris. And yes, Paris is beautiful throughout the year, but I can tell you when I was there, it was pretty cold pretty much all of the time. And they were fabulous in their 10-item wardrobe. So it is doable. Please don't make excuses for yourself and continue to live in the old paradigm, the old way of thinking, where we hoard, 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 and have a closet jam full of clothes. I'm always here to answer your questions, so please, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, let me know. I would also love to know about your progress with the 10-item wardrobe. Let me know in the comments section below. Tweet me, Facebook me, Instagram me, send pictures. Use the hashtag 10-item wardrobe. Okay, that's it for today's 10-item wardrobe chat. Thank you for joining me on the Daily Connoisseur. I'll see you soon.